Good afternoon, everyone, to my co-BA students, to our profs, to our dean, and of course to those who are interested in this workshop. Welcome and good afternoon.
Welcome to the BEd workshop with the team Imaginnovation, crafting creative presentations for 21st century learners.
I am Jess B. Peralta.
And I am Bea V. Arin M. Custodio, and we are your host for today.
Hi Bea, kamusta? Excited ka na ba sa workshop natin ngayon?
Yes po ate, definitely. Yung nararamdaman ko po, nakakahalong kaba at excitement. Nakakaba po kasi we all know na tayo pong BEd, among all the co-ed family and department, tayo po ang pinakaunang nag-establish ng workshop. Then, nakaka-excite po kasi alam ko na marami tayong matututunan and magaling po yung speaker natin. Kayo po ate.
Actually, natuwa nga ako nung nalaman ko magkakaroon tayo ng ganitong workshop. And ang maganda pa dito, this workshop will be focused on MS PowerPoint and Canva presentation na gamit nating BEd, di ba?
Definitely po ate. So, wag na po nating patagalin pa. To officially start our today's workshop, let me call on Ms. Nikisha Nakam for the opening prayer, to be led by the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Let's bow our head and close our eyes. Let the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit, Amen. Praise and God, who have showered upon us. Empower us to perform it in the begin. To do for appointment, good truth, justice, freedom, peace, and unity among the environment. The heart of the needs of others, especially the poor. We ask in the name of our Father and Jesus our Lord. Amen. Pater Fidelis, Pater
Bayang magiliw pero sa silanganan, hanap ng puso sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupi, di ka pasisiin. Sa lagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit bumagaw, may nilagang tula, tawid sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nag-inig. Ang bituin na tarong na kailan ang may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng malhati pasinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang hindi kaya na pa may mga apir, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
To give us warm welcome for our today's workshop, let me call on Dr. Vivian B. Titular, Dean of College of Education. A virtual round of applause, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, I know you're excited for today, for this afternoon. I am pleased to welcome you all to this workshop. Congratulations in advance to our BEd organizers, FTL, especially the one who spearheaded all of the events for this February. Yeah, this is a very interesting topic to work with, and I will be joining you. Yeah, I am a teacher myself, and I would like to continue learning with you. So just few words about this creativity and embracing innovations in learning. Maybe one thing that I'd like to leave is, yeah, embrace creativity as part of learning. If these are effective ways for us to make ourselves be successful in whatever we do. And the second one is, let us think that creativity is a skill. So it has to be learned most of the time. We have to be open to much opportunities to lead us to be more creative, more innovative, and yeah, make our the best of which we could do for ourselves and for our future students. And for me, for you whom I love so much to be with in the classroom. So thank you very much for coming this afternoon. Let us learn together, and yeah, this would probably make us more productive. Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Titular, for your heartwarming and inspiring talk. Totoo nga po yung sinasabi niyo na we should all be creative po kasi it will give us more opportunity as a student and for our future profession na rin po. So, let's proceed to the highlight of the today's event, the workshop program. To introduce you our most awaited guest speaker, here is Miss Angelica Ramirez, third year BEd representative.
Ms. Jen Adenel C. Magtibay is a graphic designer, entrepreneur, and a college instructor. She commissioned for different collaterals here and abroad. She had also published numerous works in different media placement like WeChat Philippines, Lipa City Government, Jumbo Juice, Talus Media, Janus Education Singapore, and a lot more. She is a multimedia arts instructor for 6 years at 5 colleges, teaching courses related to design, arts, filmmaking, and writing. She handled 3 batches for graduates from AB Communication and AB Multimedia Arts. She is also a creative manager, owner, and designer of Pen2 Lab, a graphic designing company creating visual branding and assets, both for digital media and prints. They also have clients from Philippines, Cambodia, and Canada. Again, our workshop facilitator for the day, Ms. Jen Magtibay.
Hello.
Hello, Miss
Yes.
Jen. Thank
Hi
you very much
po.
for our
Hi, Doc.
event. Thank you
Thank you,
very much.
ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much din po, Doc. And also congratulations to Faith Teachers League for BE Ed on our BE Ed organizers and dito sa first workshop na ginawa, no? So I'm really inspired and I hope we too in AB Communication and AB Multimedia Arts will soon establish a workshop like this. It's really helpful for students to have this avenue, no, para ma-share natin yung knowledge natin, and I'm very excited with you guys to share everything that I know for graphic design. Ano, alam ko makakatulong yun sa inyo ng malaki. Ano? So without further ado, I will be sharing my PowerPoint with you so that you will know more about designing, about arts, which is, sabi nga ni Doc V, 'di ba? Embrace creativity as part of learning. Kailangan natin yan bilang mga guro para sa mga bata, lalo na ngayon na very challenging time na nasa pandemic tayo. Mahirap ang learning, mahirap ang attention span. So kailangan nating galingan, 'di ba? I-level up natin yung game natin para maging engaged ang students sa atin. Ano? All right. So please bear with me. I will just share with you my screen. All right. Okay, and first of all, can you see it? Is my voice clear? Naririnig niyo ba ako ng maayos?
Loud and clear, ma'am.
Loud and clear. So you can see also my screen right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's very good. All right, so let's start now. All right. So pandemic was the worst thing that happened in the history of human education. So do you agree with that or do you disagree? So it is because of this problem that we are all tied up and left with no choice but to use online learning tools. But luckily, we have a lot of online learning tools developed as some of the countries practiced distance learning long before the pandemic happened. Um, and also, creating an interesting, beautiful learning material is one way we can engage our students to perk up their interest about our lessons. So it might take a little while to get used to making more visually interesting PowerPoint, but I will teach you how you can make it easier, better, and more interesting presentation. So remember that graphic design is one of the most effective tools for communication. Actually, there are it is very useful because 43% of the message ay mas effective o no, mas naa-absorb ng mga tao if they see a visual aid. So merong mga times na pagka yung information, they go to us, tapos sinabi lang siya ng isang tao, we can't really understand it. So it's really helpful that we have a visual aid. Okay? All right, so we're going to have 4 parts for this talk. So first, we will have the dress. Okay, so I will explain it later kung ano yon. And then second, we have the visuals. So the first two, the dress and the visuals, will talk about designing and aesthetics. And the last two would be hands-on demonstration and about PowerPoint and Canva. Okay. So first, let's have the dress, all right? So every occasion calls for a specific outfit. So each outfit is intended for the event you are attending, right? So the mood you're into and the people you want to see you. Okay, when you are dressing up, it only means you want to present yourself for everybody to see. And you do not want to create a bad impression on how you look like. That's why you're taking time and consideration in dressing up so that they will have interesting and lasting impressions on you. Right? So, but what are the golden rules in dressing up? So these are some. So your whole outfit colors should match. Like your socks, your bags, accessories, top, bottom, and shoes. Lahat yan dapat match, di ba? Kapag ka nagbibihis kayo for the occasion. So, you dress for the occasion you are to attend. Tama? So, if it calls for formal wear, rubber shoes ain't a fit, right? So, kung meron kayong rubber shoes na ginagamit, definitely it doesn't match your gown, right? So, kailangan everything that you will wear should match the occasion you are to attend. Next, your clothes should fit perfectly. So never loose, not too fit. It should flatter your body and make you look impressive. So we all know na kailangan kapag meron tayong pupuntahan, ang itsura natin very presentable, very impressive. Ayaw natin yung hindi ganun kaganda yung itsura natin. So definitely, lagi natin minimake sure na walang loose ends, walang hem na hindi maayos, ganyan. So actually, I'm so sorry. Okay, so it's very important na ganun yung ating ating sinusuot. Okay, and then last one would be less is always more. Okay, so it's important that hold on for a second. Okay, all right. So lahat dapat ng ginagawa natin ay maganda yung nagiging itsura natin. If we add too much accessories or naglagay tayo ng hindi tayo sure, like for example, yung accessories natin sa ating hikaw or anything, hindi siya match doon sa ating outfit and then nagdagdag pa tayo, definitely everything will not work well, right? So, less is always more. You have to make sure of that. All right? So, all these rules that I mentioned can also be applied on designing your PowerPoint. Why? Aesthetics, beauty, presentation, everything else. Dapat lahat yan tahi-tahi. Diba? And dapat magkaka-match, right? So first, all colors should match. Take a look at the example on your left. So nakita ninyo yung color combination na ginamit doon sa design. So if you can see, hindi siya overpowering, di ba? It was well planned out. It looks like it. So meron tayong tinatawag na color blocking na nangyari dyan. Mamaya ituturo ko yun sa inyo. Okay? And as you can see, di ba parang yung entire design, meron siyang ginamit na mga photos na hindi naman ganun kahirap hanapin online. But when you put it in the PowerPoint, it looks as if they are tied well together. Right? So, yun. They all match. Next, design the PowerPoint based on the theme of the topic you are to discuss. All right? So, kung yung your PowerPoint, based on should be designed based on the topic you are going to discuss. Is it too serious that logic is needed? Do you want it to sound conversational? The mood you are trying to imply reflects on the PowerPoint you are doing. Colors and the elements of your PowerPoint creates the whole feeling for the presentation. So, first and foremost, you have to understand na na pagka meron kayong dinedesign, you have to make sure na yung topic ninyo, like for example, biology, diba? So it's actually a little bit too serious, but you can play with it. Diba? For example, if it's about addition, subtraction, division, diba? Medyo kailangan natin ng logic dyan, but since we're teaching it on an audience na mas bata sa atin or something like they really wanted a full attention, mas maganda na binabagay natin sa kanila yung ating mga designs. Okay? So make sure na ganun yon. Okay? And then, next one, the presentation design should always be balanced. Not too many text, not too little. Keywords and proper layout is the best way to make it look interesting. Alam nating lahat, meron tayong sakit as teachers na yung lahat ng information that we gather as much as possible, we put it inside a single slide in a PowerPoint. Let us also be mindful of that because some of the students, they feel like it's more cramped and very overpowering yung information if ang gagawin natin ay ilalagay natin lahat ng ating mga nakita na research, ang ating mga lesson sa iisang slide. No? So, PowerPoint has very unlimited number of slides. If we may look at it, I don't know kung hanggang saan yung pwede, but I think meron mga PowerPoint slides na umaabot ng hundreds and hundreds, di ba? But please don't do that. Pero I mean, it's you don't have any limit when you're putting up all the information that you know there. But it's important that we lay it out, we summarize it, we just get the important points, and you know, a visual aid is just really an aid, di ba? Ito ay something na sa atin ay binigay para makatulong sa atin sa ating pag-i-explain, ano? So even though 70% of the information that kids know, that people know, ay nanggagaling dahil nakakakita tayo, it is important that we know how to outline everything, summarize everything, and then put it in the PowerPoint. Ano ang required? That's the question. Ano yung required po na number ng line sa isang slide? Studies suggest that we have 5 to 7 lines lamang, no, per slide, because more than that, the students will be distracted over it. So let us keep in mind that we have to make sure na lahat ng information natin ay na-outline natin ng tama at nailalagay natin siya in a way na hindi siya ganun ka-heavy. Okay? And then, kagaya nung kanina, di ba? Less is always more. Balance out your layout. Do not make it a circus of colors, pictures, and text. Mamaya magkakaroon tayo ng application about PowerPoint and Canva. make sure that you know how to balance it, right? Okay, so let's have the second part, the visuals. Okay? Sa amin sa MMA, it's important that you know the basics of elements of design and principles of design, lalo na pagdating sa principles of design. Okay? So we will dig deeper into principles of designing. These are the things that you have to consider when doing your design. It needs to abide certain rules which will be helpful for your presentation. Okay. So let's have first balance. Okay? So may nakikita ba kayong dalawang poster? I hope you you're seeing the two posters, right? Okay. Okay. You can just, use your microphone
Yes,
to
ma'am.
respond. Yes. All right. So that's
Opo.
great. Okay. So, dyan sa dalawang poster na yan, yun yung representation ng ating dalawang uri ng balance, no? Those are two kinds of balance. First one on your left, where you can see 127 hours poster of James Franco. That's what you call symmetrical balance. Sorry, poster. Symmetrical balance. All right. Symmetrical balance only talks about whatever is on the left is also on the right. So they have balance, di ba? So that's symmetrical. On your right, you can see it's Foscas. All right. It's a poster about a certain event, I believe. Okay, so you can see that's asymmetrical balance, no? Hindi siya balance, but it's trying to make sure that it is visually pleasing. So it's achieving balance still, even though hindi siya symmetrical. Okay? So balance talks about the distribution of visual weight of objects, colors, textures, and space. A design should be balanced to feel stable. Okay? So, paano natin ma-achieve ang balance sa slides, sa mga ginagawa natin na materials? First, you have to use ruler or grid, okay, for margin and symmetry. It also measures your spacing. Okay? Marami tayong ginagawa na material na sometimes we forget there is an easier way sa Microsoft PowerPoint, also in Microsoft Publisher. Meron po doong mga options that you can take actually when you go to view. You can take ruler, you can take grid. Okay, so makikita nyo yun. You have to explore those things, When you are designing something and you would like to achieve balance, yung grid na sinasabi natin, the series of vertical lines and horizontal lines, when you put it together, it's really helpful in layout. So you make sure that you use rulers and grids. Okay? Second one, paano ma-achieve ang balance? So you use color harmony chart or stick by the general rule of 3 colors except black and white. Sa mga nagsisimula sa designing, ayan. Sabi natin, medyo mahirap mamili ng kulay, di ba? There's a plethora of colors and in light alone, di ba? Meron tayong mga 16 million colors present right now, di ba? Na kayang i-recognize ng ating screens. So, alin doon yung pipiliin mo? So, it's important that you have the general rule of 3 colors except black and white. So let's say you're going to combine red, yellow, and blue, which are the primary colors, right? So you're going to combine them all except black and white. All right? So that's the general rule. You can actually write it down. Okay? I-note nyo na yon because that's the general rule when presenting. Laging 3 kulay. Some of the things that you have to know mamaya about color, mamaya i-discuss ko na rin sa inyo. Okay? So always have a central point or focus on your slide. If you put a certain picture in there, let's take for example, meron kayong picture and text. Okay? So don't overpower yung image natin ng maraming text. Gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, dapat at least 5 to 7 lines lamang sa isang slide. Okay? And then, you put your image beside it. So, you have to have one focal point on your slide, no? It makes a lot of difference sa taong tumitingin kapag nakikita nila na may focal point, may isa silang tinitingnan. And they are not really diverted kung saan sila titingin. Doon ba sa image na nakalagay na gumagalaw pa or doon sa mga lines na nakalagay. Okay? So make sure that you have one focal point. Alright? Next one, we have repetition and rhythm. Okay? So pangalawang principle of design is repetition and rhythm. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong tinatawag na branding. Okay? So, sa amin, sa graphic designing, meron kaming tinatawag na branding, which means we're using one style, one art style, one color palette. We're using maybe one set of font na kasama ng buong branding namin. So, repetition and rhythm, they are two different things, but they should go together. First is repetition, or repeating of design elements in the entire layout. It could be color, graphic elements like shapes, icons, and lines, or the entire layout. When you are repeating elements, it is important that we retain the feeling of organized movement. Like music or song, it should have a unified beat, but making sure that there is variation for it to be exciting and active. Okay? So parang pag sa kanta, 'di ba, when you are listening to your favorite song, right? So all the beat is actually the same, 'di ba? Kaya nga siya may rhythm, 'di ba? Meron siyang tono, ganyan. It soothes your ears because that's your favorite song, 'di ba? Parang ganun din pagdating sa ating layout, 'di ba? So pag tiningnan mo siya, magkakaiba siya, like take for example, itong nandito sa screen ninyo, yung layout ng PowerPoints na 'yan. Pag tiningnan nyo siya, they have the same color ng background nila, which is, I believe it's dark blue-gray. Parang ganun yung kulay niya. And then, they also use a blue and teal gradient. Kung makikita nyo rin, there are elements of green, and then orange, and also yellow. And also, gumamit sila ng mga totoong photos. So those kinds of things, yun yung tinatawag natin na repetition in an entire set ng inyong slides, di ba? Yung entire layout ninyo. Yun yung repetition na tinatawag natin. May variation pagka ni-layout siya. So hindi lang siya purely na pag tinignan natin, yun na yung layout niya ng first slide, ganun din yung second, third, ganyan-ganyan. Okay? So make sure you put variation in your layout to achieve rhythm. Alright? Remember that it's not necessary to repeat elements all together. Pwedeng mamimili ka lang. Ire-repeat mo lang yung gradient na blue and teal, or ire-repeat mo lang yung multicolored na layout. Yan yun. Okay? As if your title slide is also the same as your layout on your content slide. So remember, variation. Again. Alright? So after finishing all your slides, look at it from the printing perspective to see if it looks tied together or they don't look uniformed at all. Meron tayong option na parang pag print natin, makikita natin yung outline. Okay? I think it's 6 and 9s. So makikita nyo doon, does it look good? Does it look bad? Okay? So pwede natin yung tingnan. Again, gaya nga na sinasabi ko sa inyo, this is just an extra effort para maging matuwa ang mga estudyante natin sa atin pagdating ng panahon. And I believe you will carry this, what you have learned from this workshop, all throughout your life. It's very refreshing and very helpful, lalo na kapag meron kayong mga nalalaman na ganito, because believe it or not, ito ay natutunan ko lamang. And I know Jazz is my student back when she was in senior high school. Di ba, Jazz? Okay, so Jazz would always say yung kanilang class that, oh, Ma'am Jen's PowerPoint is really beautiful. You know, I take time. Alam ng mga tao sa faculty room how long I'm doing the entire layout for the specific lesson, because I want students to pay attention to me, you know. If you can't see me just now kasi I'm a very short girl, no? Kapag nakita ninyo ako, you would really pass on me pag nakita niyo ako. But the point is, I'm really not that, outstanding, and I don't look outstanding. But when I present something, I would like people to look at me. You have to look at me because I'm your teacher. Parang ganun din yun eh, di ba? Parang when you're doing your entire layout, you have to present it in a way na matutuwa sila at titingin talaga sila sa ginagawa mo, no? So this is just an extra effort, but it takes a long way, right? So when using photos, make sure that you will use photos with the same look. For clip arts, everything you will put should have the same art style. So if you use 3D, three-dimensional na clip art, okay, make sure na yung susunod yung gagamitin ng mga clip art ay three-dimensional din. Okay? All right, so next one would be emphasis. All right, contrast is key in achieving emphasis to catch viewers' attention. It could be obtained through contrast in color, size, texture, shape, etc. All right, so be the first one on how to obtain it. You have to be bold in emphasizing something. So, but do not forget to achieve harmony. Oversized text, change colors of something, add graphics, or make a concept that is interesting when seen by the viewer. Like for this example, this is a packaging design, di ba? So if you're going to look at it, you really get enticed by the ang tawag dito, popsicle, is it? Okay, the ice cream itself, because yung packaging niya, it's very inviting. First, the color is red, and red is the color of appetite. Okay, just an information. Also, there is an emphasis dun sa brand niya, di ba? Yung pangalan ng product, which is Mega, and also yung ating popsicle picture, right? So yun. The key to emphasizing things is actually size or contrast in color para maging outstanding siya. So your aim should always be on one focal point. Space play a very important role too. Okay? So make sure sa elements of design, napakarami doon ng pwede nyong gamitin in your design. Okay? Pero lagi kong sinasabi at lagi din sinasabi ng bawat graphic designer, space is very important. Okay, why? Kapag ka walang space yung buong layout, ang sakit sa mata. Ang hirap huminga, 'di ba? Parang sinasabi natin, wow, it's so cramped, 'di ba? Parang hindi ko alam kung saan ako titingin. Yun yung sinasabi nila. So when you have space and you use space very well, iba yung dating. So, nagkakaroon ng emphasis, no? Huwag nyo tipirin yung slides ninyo, gaya yung sinasabi ko sa inyo lagi. Huwag nyo tipirin. Kung gusto nyo sa isang PowerPoint or sa isang slide lang, nandun yung picture nyo. Okay? We have a technique there. Diba? Mamaya, papakita ko sa inyo yung entrance and exit. So, hindi kayo masyadong maraming slide yung gagamitin ninyo. But anyway, that's really important. Okay? So, learn the hierarchy of fonts. Heading, subheading, and body text. If you try to look at the newspaper, tiningnan nyo siya, di ba? Tapos makikita nyo yung ulo ng mga balita, napakalaki. Then, merong mga sunod na copy doon. So, makikita ninyo, mas medyo maliit. And then, the body of text is really small. So, ganun din pagdating sa ating layout. Sa ating slides. Make sure that you have a heading, a subheading, and then the body text. Okay? All right. Okay, last one, for principles of design, we have unity. So this is the feeling that we create when all the parts and sizes, amounts, or number relate well with each other. It could be a conceptual unity or a visual unity. In conceptual unity, you follow a certain theme. In visual unity, you follow a certain look. So meron dalawang uri ng unity. So first one is conceptual unity, like faith, hope, love, or pag sinabi nating dollars, yachts, gold, yon lahat ay related sa wealth. Ganon, yun ay conceptual unity. Visual unity, gaya ng pinakita ko sa inyo ng mga nauna, di ba? Yung sa slides, di ba? Kung ang itsura niya ay pare-pareho halos, that's what you call visual unity. Okay? So when working with conceptual unity, it's important to immerse yourself in the kind of work you are doing. If it's a material related to European literature, you might as well find relative elements like architecture during the time in Europe, monarchy, diba? Because it's related to Europe. And also flowers, diba? Mahilig sila sa ganon. You immerse yourself in the aesthetics na tinatawag natin. Very, usong-uso yun sa mga bata, diba? Yung aesthetics. So you immerse yourself in the aesthetics that they're trying to, you're trying to create. And then apply it when you're doing the layout. Okay? Don't think too much muna kung ano yung mga don't get into the itty-bitty of everything. Okay? So parang i-immerse mo muna yung sarili mo, and then when you have and you understand already kung ano yung aesthetics that you're going for, it's easier for you to create your own layout. Okay? So yun lang lahat for the principles of design. All right, so let's move right now to color harmony. Okay. Colors actually generate emotions, create visual interest, and unify the look of the design. Okay? So kung walang kulay, we can't understand actually kung ano yung gusto nilang mood na i-imply. Black and white photography is really helpful when you want to make sure that the story is engraved doon sa photo. Halimbawa, kapag gusto mo ng medyo madrama, di ba? Kung mapapansin natin nung unang panahon, pag drama, ang kulay niya ay black and white. It's because you focus on the story and not on the colors. Hindi ka distracted nun. But colors are really important because it generates your emotions. Every color has a specific emotion. Every culture, a color related to it has their own meaning. Ganon siya. Okay? So it creates visual interest and unify the look of the design. Okay? So we have here color harmony. Okay? Medyo mahaba ito, no? Pagka inisa-isa natin. But the thing here in color harmony is that they start first with right, let's have it here. All right. So they start first with primary, primary colors, and then that's the red, yellow, and blue. They have the secondary colors, which is red plus yellow equals orange, yellow plus blue equals green, and then red plus blue is violet. And then, yung tertiary colors, yun yung pinag-plus-plus na yung primary and secondary. Okay? So, doon nabuo yung ating color wheel. Si Sir Isaac Newton ang may gawa niyan. Okay? So, nung inilawan niya yung prism, then the prism reflected different colors. Okay? So, yun actually. But anyway, that's too technical. So, we're going to have the color harmony. First one is complementary or yung directly opposite dun sa color wheel. Okay? Tapos yung analogous, yung tatlong magkakasunod na kulay. Triadic, you draw a triangle there on color wheel. And then makikita ninyo may equal spaces siya 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's triadic. Okay? Split complementary, you just get the complementary colors. And then kung ano yung colors beside them, the two colors beside dun sa isang opposite, yun yung tinatawag natin na split complementary. We have tetradic or yung rectangle na tinatawag natin, and then we have also double complementary na square. Okay? You can find this online actually. And there are a lot of sites which you can actually get readily made color palette. Like let's say for example, that's color.adobe.com. You can take note of that, color.adobe.com. COOLORS, colors.co. Okay? And then, what else? Tama ba ako? Color.com. Okay? Meron din ganon. There are a lot. Color-hex.com. And when you say just color palette, pag sinerch nyo sa Google, lalabas lahat yon. Okay? Anyway, I will send you links, okay, through Bea later. Sasend ko yung mga link din na yon. Okay? Alright. So, ito yung sinasabi ko, no? Yung tatlong kulay. Paano natin siya gagamitin, ano? So, you have to find the dominant, subordinate, and accent colors on your layout. First, we have the 60% or yung suit and pants na color, ano? So, parang nagsuot ka ng suit, diba? So, pagka may suot kang suit, syempre yung coat mo at saka yung pants mo magkaterno. So, that's your dominant color, 60%. And then we have here 30%, which is yung undergarment mo, right? Or yung undershirt mo. That's the long sleeve that you're wearing. That's the subordinate color. 30% of your entire layout, yun yung kulay niya. Then 10% is the accent. Okay? Yung necktie. Okay? So yan. So technique, pinakamadaling tandaan yan para maging oriented kayo pagdating sa kulay. Hindi na kayo mahihirapan. Okay? Alright. And then we have here the typography. Okay? So ito yung huli na sa visuals, no? Typography is important dahil nakikita natin doon alin yung combination ng fonts na maganda. Remember, when you're trying to carve an information, it's important na naiintindihan natin yung text. Okay? Aesthetics is just secondary in it. The first one, you should deliver and communicate the information very well. Okay? So here are some of the classifications of type. First, we have the serif. Okay? So a serif is a small decorative flourish on the end of the strokes that make up letters and symbols. If you're going to look at Times New Roman, diba? You can see a small decorative na parang mga lines at the end of each letter. So that's what you call serif. Okay? Sans serif, sans meaning nothing. Okay? So ibig sabihin, wala siya nung serif. Okay? So yun yung isang kind ng sans serif. Take for example, a sans serif is an Arial, Verdana, diba? Bebas are all are love Bebas, and Helvetica. Those fonts are actually sans serif. So sans serif fonts don't have the decorative flourish and are usually blocky in style. Okay? Then we have the monospaced. Monospaced fonts, types, character, and letter each occupy the same amount of horizontal space. Okay? And then we have the last one, script, or yung parang sinulat ng kamay, no? Yung kabit-kabit na sinasabi natin. So script fonts are fancy and they resemble human handwriting. Okay? What can I suggest? All right. Serif fonts are best used when you are talking about something that is a little bit formal. Okay? Because according to research, 80% kaya ang ating newspaper ay nasa serif typeface, 80% ng binabasa natin kapag ka nasa serif siya, mas madali nating maintindihan versus sans serif. It's because of the decorative flourish that we recognize the type immediately. Okay? So, yung serif, importante yan kapag ka meron kayong mga sinusulat na hindi na gusto nyo kahit malayo makikita. But, you know, font pairing is another thing. Medyo mahirap yung gawin. But anyway, yan yung best use ang serif pag ganon. Sans serif, maganda yan pag all caps, di ba? All caps, tapos nilalagay mo siya sa mga titles ng headings, yan. Maganda yan. Monospaced, I usually go for monospaced only when meron akong mga parang I'm going for a look that actually used a typewriter during the time. So parang kapag ang pinag-uusapan ay era or period, so yan, gumagamit ako ng monospace, di ba? Na parang tinype ng typewriter. And then we have also the script. Pag script naman, nilalagay ko lang yan sa mga pangalan ng tao, usually, no? Hindi ko yung pinangsusulat ng mahabang-mahaba unless it's actually a layout that entails you're mimicking a certain letter from somebody, okay? Or yung liham, di ba? Yung sulat galing sa isang tao. So I'm using script. But most likely, ginagamit ko lang ang script sa pangalan ng tao and very, very seldom. Kasi if you're using it, like for example, biology yung class mo or di kaya trigonometry, I don't think script is okay, right? So you put it in poetry, yan, sa mga arts, di ba? Liberal arts and literature. Okay? So, okay na ba tayo? You're still there? I hope you're still with me.
We're here, ma'am.
Yes. Do you have any questions so far? Meron ba kayong gustong ipaulit or anything? But anyway, we have forum, right? Later. So, para kung maulit ko na sa inyo ngayon, kung meron man. Wala naman? Okay. So, we're going to proceed with PowerPoint. All right? So, I'm encouraging everyone to open a blank presentation. Yan. So we're going to have our workshops, okay? So I'm just going to exit this one. At ayaw niya. Okay. So I'm just going to exit it. All right. So, hi again. It's me. All right. So, I'm encouraging you to, open your own blank presentation. We will explore PowerPoint para matuto tayo, no? Kung paano natin gagamitin ng mas maganda, di ba? Yung ating PowerPoint. Okay. So, I'm going to share with you my entire screen para makita nyo yung process na ginagawa ko. Okay. So, is this it? All right. Okay. So, do you see my screen right now?
We
Okay.
can
Yeah, that's nice. Okay. So, I'm actually using PowerPoint 365. Okay, that's the version that I'm using. But anyway, I think nag-iiba siya kapag iba yung version. Pero most likely, nandun din yung mga importanteng elements, no? Medyo advanced lang si 365 kasi meron siyang mga icons and then stickers, 3D models na pwede niyong ilagay. Which I'm talking, right? I will talk about right now. First one, dito, pumunta na tayo sa insert kasi yun yung mahalaga, di ba, na lagi natin tinatanong sa dito sa insert. Okay? So we have here a table, then we have here pictures. So you can actually insert a picture from your device or a stock image online. Okay? So let's first see kung ano meron sa mga stock images. Okay. Yeah, medyo mabagal sorry. You know, it happens. Okay. So anyway, stock images, yun yung mga pictures na nakikita natin online na libre, no? Make sure na libre yun, at saka you also credit if it's needed. Like for example, you're going to look at unsplash.com, kukuha kayo ng picture doon, and then they ask you to credit the photographer. Please credit them. It's really a great help to them. Ano, di kaya i-follow nyo yung mga accounts nila. Kasi that's the only way they can generate profit. Okay? So we have here some stock images. You can just search for example, a girl. And then, lalabas na yung mga girls. Diba? Yan siya. Okay, so stock images are really important because there are things that we cannot explain through, through reading and texts. So picture paints 1,000 words, sabi nga nila. Okay, so even if you search for carrot is there. Okay, kahit ano yan, all right? And then we also have here, you can also insert icons. Yan. There was a trend before, like 2017 to 2019. Nagkaroon ng trend na halos lahat ng tao gumagamit ng icon. No? So dito, pwede niyong makita yung napakaraming icon. Yan, you just have to search for the specific icon. Like for example, you're going to search for computer. Sorry. Alright, computer. Alright. And then, magbibigay siya sa inyo ng napakaraming icon. Like, let's say, for example, I will insert this one. Okay, so meron siyang icon. Okay. Yan. So, kung nahihirapan kayo mag-explain, icon is very important. Yan. Kasi, yan yung symbolisms, right? So, pwede mo siyang kulayan. Kung gusto mo siyang mag-iba ng kulay, graphics field, you can just, create your own color or make it different than what it is. All right? And then, sorry. Okay. And then we also have cutout people. O, ito yung sinasabi natin na PNG format. No, ito yung sinesearch natin. So, para hindi na kayo mabiktima nung hindi naman PNG, dito na kayo humanap. If you're going to search for sitting, so, yan, may makikita kayo mga taong nakaupo. Ayan. So, you can just select from those. Yan. Try natin yung mga ibang keywords, no? So, you just have to be creative, trial and error on your keywords. Yan. Makikita ninyo. So, pag sabi ko run, so, I think ang na-interpret niya ay parang politiko. Anyway. Alright. So, those are the things that you can search para hindi na kayo pauli-uli no, na isa-save nyo as JPG and then tsaka nyo pa siya i-upload. So, mas madali ito, no? Dito na kayo maghanap because they have readily available materials. Alright? And then we have here stickers. Yan. Yung mga cute na stickers, di ba? It enhances lalo na sa mga bata, yung learning nila, matutuwa sila pag may nakita silang mga stickers. Okay, this is what I like. Kagabi ko pa ito tinitingnan. Yan, this one is so cool, right? So, ito siya. Okay, so those stickers are really important to gain their attention. Ang cute, di ba? So, actually, you can, play around, look for other stickers, yan. And mind you, pagka ito ay, yan, kung makikita ninyo, siya ay PNG format, wala siyang background. So, it's safe kung magpalit man kayo ng kulay ng inyong background, hindi kayo mahihirapan because there are stickers. Alright? And then, we also have illustrations here. So, these are custom illustrations, Yan. So, you have here food and everything. Okay? So, yung mga yan, illustrations, mas cute siya kaysa sa icon dahil mas marami siyang look. Mas marami siyang graphical elements, no, na magandang gamitin. Can I change the color? I don't think I can change the color. Oh, I can. Alright? So, it's here. Yan. So, yan. Yung mga icons and all. Alright. And then this is what I really love about 365. Especially if you're teaching about anatomy. Really important, diba? Kapag halimbawa, you can't find the model online or you just want na meron kayong, lalagyan nyo na lang siya ng labels, this is really helpful. So, for example, this is a kidney. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not a science person or a math person. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, ha? Alright, is this urinary tract? Urinary, ano naman tawag doon? Anyway, I don't want to attempt, but this is actually a really helpful tool for teachers, especially in science, diba? So, madali lang siya. So, you just have to flip it all over, then label it, and then put yan kung ano yung dapat dyan. Okay? So, 3D model is really helpful. And also, right now, there's a growing trend na maglagay ng mga 3D models. Kung mapapansin natin, marami ngayon na mga art styles na nauuso na ginagawa na nilang 3D. No? Or, on the other side of it, meron din naman mga art styles na parang dinodrawing lang. So, 3D is really helpful, especially if you want to make it more realistic, di ba? Okay. I wanted to put yan. Yeah. So, yan. Aeroplano. Okay. So, it looks cute, right? So, if you're going to put something, it looks really nice when you have things like this. Okay? So, it makes it interesting. Okay? All right. Other kinds of things that you can put. You can also put a chart here. Okay? Make sure that the chart that you're going to put is really accurate at saka understandable yung text niya versus the background. The safest way when I'm putting a chart on the layout, I always make sure na puti na lang yung background. Kasi mas madaling maiintindihan yung data pagka puti yung background versus when you're going to make it a gradient one. Okay? Pag gradient, medyo nagkakaroon tayo ng problema dun sa visual communication natin. Hindi medyo maganda. Okay? You can also put a comment, of course, and then text box. Okay? If you want to create your own layout. By the way, we have different layouts here already. So you just you just have to right click, and then you put, you go for layout, and then, yan, makikita nyo yung mga different layouts dyan. So, kung gusto nyo gumawa naman ng inyo, there's a text box here. You can also use word art, so don't underestimate word art. Minsan may mga tao pa rin gumagamit yan, which is actually helpful, okay? But, you can play with it some more, or you can create your own. And I suggest you create your own. Okay? And then, Okay, let's go to draw. Okay, so for example, naglagay ako dito ng equation. Yan, for math teachers and all. Okay, ayaw niyang lumaki. Anyway, if I put here, ayan, madali siya kasi meron na siyang mga symbols and yung needed na elements no for equations, meron na rin. Then, yan. Dito pumapasok yung pinaka-helpful na tool pagdating dito sa ganitong klase ng mga equation, itong draw. Ano? So, meron tayong mga pens dito that we can use. We can use a pencil, circle and something, okay, when you're trying to instruct. Okay, we have here also an eraser, a pen, di ba? So, it's up to you kung anong gusto nyong gamitin. Okay, and then you can also, you know, write here. Kung meron kayong tablet, mas maganda. Okay, so for example, you write W and E. Then this one also, ito yung lasso tool na tinatawag natin. Yan, so we have lasso, and then ink to text, yan. Okay. So, ang ginagawa ng ink to text, halimbawa may sinulat kayo, no? And then, you would like it for it to be a text, di ba? So, ilalasa nyo lang siya, then click yung ink to text. Magagamit nyo na siya. Okay, and then, for you to return, so baka magpanik kayo ha, bakit hindi po, hindi ma-select? Okay, for you to return to your cursor, you just need to click this big arrow here. Okay, and you can just delete this one. Okay? So, pwede rin kayo mag-highlight. There are options here. The color of the highlighter you want. Also, applicable din dun sa mga natin. So, you can highlight, you know, whatever you like to do. Yan. Pwede yan. Alright? So, yan yung pinaka-purpose ng ating draw. Okay. For design, okay, I will orient you here. Okay? Marami ditong kinds ng design, di ba? Sabihin niyo sa akin, ma'am, bakit hindi na lang po tayo kumuha ng template, di ba? If you want to challenge yourself and get to be good in doing itong PowerPoint presentation, make sure that you will challenge yourself by applying everything that I taught you. Okay? So, itong mga to, medyo gas-gas na yan. Nagamit na natin lahat. Okay? So, pagka wala na kayong maisip na magamit dito, pwede kayong mag-download ng themes online. And then, para ma-add nyo siya, you just go to browse for themes and then double-click nyo lang yung na-download ninyo and yun na yung template na mapupunta dito. Pero kung gusto nyo maging, you know, astig and cool, okay, so make sure that you are going to do whatever I taught you. Alright? So this one, ito helpful to kasi minsan ayoko nung colors, no? Kung mapapansin nyo dito, let's go here. Okay? So kung mapapansin nyo dito, may mga theme colors tayo. Minsan, you know, you don't like it. It looks ugly for you, alright? So you just go to design, and then you go to colors, okay? And then I prepared here a set for my presentation today. So, yan siya. And then, if I'm going to insert a text box, for example, and then type something like, hello. Okay. And then, pag nagpalit ako ng kulay, yung pinili ko na colors, okay, dun sa ating design, yun na yung mapupunta dito sa taas. So, kung ayaw nyo yung color palette, you can actually change it, okay? So, let's go back to that option. So, you just go to here, and then dito sa colors, and then punta tayo sa customize colors. So, dito, pwede nyong palitan, okay? So, yan. Palitan nyo na yan kung hindi kayo natutuwa sa kanya. Okay? Even yung text, no? But make sure that what you're going for, the look, ay madaling makita or yung sinasabi namin sa graphic designing na high contrast. Nababasa yung mga text doon sa background. Pag sinabi naman nating low contrast, okay?
I will give you a perfect example. Itong ginawa ko sa may bandang baba dito. You cannot see actually. That's low contrast already. I have here a watermark. That's low contrast. But if it's a high contrast, it looks something like this. So there's a dark text and then a white background. Very seldom na gumagawa ako ng mga PowerPoint presentation na hindi puti yung background because I would like the students to appreciate kung ano yung nilalagay ko. So I make sure na light lang yung background ko at saka nababasa siya. But if you have a different preference, it's fine too. Okay? So ito naman yung mga fonts. Okay? I think this is the default one. Okay? So you can change it also. Okay? And then we have here, okay, let's skip transitions and animations because we're going to have a very long time if we're going to discuss it. But anyway, ito yung mga transitions sa slide. I know you're familiar with that. And make sure that when you're doing the transition, hindi yung masyadong distracting. Like for example, isuswivel ninyo yung buong slide. So bago pa siya makarating doon sa 90 degrees or 0 degrees na mababasa siya, hilong-hilo na yung tumitingin, no? So make sure na when you're doing a text slide, hindi kayo gumagamit itong exciting na sinasabi nila because it's really exciting. It will excite your senses but it will really make you dizzy. Okay, and then we have here animations. This is applicable for texts, okay? So we have here, yan, yung mga entrance and exit. And then we also have the emphasis. I use emphasis only when, for example, there's a text that I want to play along or play with. Yan, ginagamitan ko yan ng emphasis. But most likely, hindi ko siya ginagamitan ng ganun. Okay? And then, yan yung mga animations. Okay? And then slideshow, meron din. We have also review. That's for commenting on a certain slide. And then we have here view. And we have here slide master. Ayan. Yan. Slide master, pinaka nakakatulong to. Especially kung gusto nyong mapadali yung buhay nyo. For example, ayaw nyo ng kalibre yung font. Diba? Or yung typeface na gagamitin nyo, you can change it right away. For example, you're going to change this to this one, this font. And then, this one naman, you're going to change it into a certain font also. Yan. So, it's easier for you to change everything if yun nandito sa pinakataas ng slide master, babaguhin nyo na. Okay? Automatically, when you go to your design, okay, so lahat ng slides ninyo will have the same typeface nang nandito sa inyong slide master. Kaya siya na tinawag na master kasi siya na yung pinaka-pattern ng template ng inyong design. Okay? Alright, so yun yung pinaka-helpful sa inyo. Okay, ito yung sinasabi ko. You can actually view the grid lines also. In view. You can also view the ruler. So you can see the ruler. Ito yung margin sa tinatawag natin. When you're starting with your design, okay, when you're starting with your layout, you can use grid lines. Okay? You also have guides para alam niyo yung gitna, ano yung gitna both on y-axis and x-axis. Okay? Okay na po? Alright. Are you still with me? Gising pa ba? Medyo mahaba na.
Yes.
Medyo mahaba na yung
Yes
presentation.
po.
Yes. I hope you're learning a lot, right? So later magbabasa ako ng mga comments ninyo, okay? Okay, so those are for the PowerPoint. So I'm also giving you some tips also for creating your PowerPoint interesting. Okay? Sige, ano na natin tagsadan. Alright. Okay, so interesting PowerPoint. So grab your viewers from the get-go, make catchy first slides. Okay, so this is something I made for my senior high school students because their attention is so short. Okay, so I made sure that when I taught poetry, they understand it and they wanted to see, oh my God, I want to feel in love. So that's it, diba? Yun yung gagawin ninyo. From the get-go, from the first slide, pag present mo, you press the F5, you have to make sure that their attention is on you. Yan. Okay? So that's one thing. All right. And then, one smooth transition. Gaya ng sinabi ko sa inyo, dapat may isang transition lang tayo. If it's push, just make it push. Okay? Huwag tayong palipat-lipat, huwag tayong fade, morph, tapos kung ano-ano gagawin, swivel, random bars, honeycomb. Okay, nakakahilo yon, no? Make sure na dapat yung transitions ninyo ay hindi ganon ka-wild. Ano? Para masarap sa mata, di ba? Para ka lang nagbabasa. Okay? And then, you can also add GIFs or memes if necessary to lighten the mood. So like this one. So I just downloaded this on Giphy, giphy.com. Okay, so yan, may GIF na ako dito, no? All right, and then add audio narrative if you need further explanation for the topic. Okay? So audio narrative is helpful especially when you're discussing about history. Napakahaba ng history, no, para ma-discuss mo sa isang PowerPoint. When you deliver your PowerPoint to your students, you can actually put a recorded one. Nandun din siya sa insert options. May makikita kayo doon na video at meron ding audio. So you can use audio to tell something more about yung topic na yon. Okay, like for example, ano yung naging contributions niya, ano yung mga naging side life nung inyong hero or di kaya yung inyong fini-feature na historian. Okay? Kung sino man. Alright? So yun yun. Madali yung, mas madaling maiintindihan at hindi lalo masakit sa mata kapag naglalagay tayo ng audio narrative. It's also a different experience because students will not get tired or will not get bored looking at your PowerPoint. It's so plain, right? So kung halimbawa maglalagay tayo ng audio, although this is a little bit tasky, mas madali nilang maiintindihan yun kasi they can hear your voice, you know. All right? And then, we can also add videos through the insert tab, like for this example. So we can link it. We can also insert it using the insert tab. Makakapaglagay din tayo ng video doon sa ating PowerPoint. So add quotes on slides for breather. Okay, like for example, this one. Okay, so halimbawa, ang dami-dami na ng slides. Like naka 20 slides na kayo, tapos meron kayong mga different topics na na-discuss, di ba? So putting up this one, like this one, di ba? Parang kakaiba naman siya. No? It's a breath of fresh air sa mga nanonood ng inyong PowerPoint. Okay? And then summarize your data into graphs. Make sure that the numbers and text are clear and can be understood. Okay? So kung halimbawa meron kayong present na data, you can actually summarize it. Mas madali siyang maintindihan. If it's a timeline, you can use a timeline. Like for example, you're going to put a line and then you're going to put points in it. Then you're going to put dates on those points. It's easier for you to explain it because you are summarizing an entire data that they have to look at ng napakatagal or they have to read the entire 15 slides para malaman yung isang era na yon. So you can actually summarize it, no? And then, have fun on your slide designs if you think that will engage your students. If your students are interested in ML, in LOL, in what do you call this? PUBG or yung Fortnite, yan. I play Minecraft actually. So, kasi just a refresher, you know, I want to relate on those kinds of video games and I want also to incorporate it in my designs because that's really a breath of fresh air. Lalo na sa mga estudyante nyo. Kung doon may engage yung students nyo, then, you know, have fun and be creative. You know, yun yung ilagay ninyo sa slides. You know, don't be afraid. But don't jeopardize the learning in it. make sure that you balance it out, okay? Baka naman mamaya you're going to put sexy outfits of the heroes in ML, so they get distracted already. So make sure that you balance it out. They understand kung ano yung dinidiscuss mo, at the same time they will not look away, they will not be uninterested in what you are discussing. Okay? All right, and then we're moving on the last last part. This is Canva. Okay, so before that, I would like to thank you. So this is my bio. It's also indicated here. So nandiyan na yung kung gusto niyo malaman kung sino ako, meron akong maliit na na information on my slide. So I will give this to BV. Okay, so Bea V, sorry, Bea V pala, no? And anyway, we'll move on already on Canva. Okay? So do you have any questions on PowerPoint? Wala naman? Okay. Alright, medyo... Okay, so we'll move on to Canva. Okay, Canva is really helpful, especially if you would like to have designs na readily available na. May mga templates din sila. It's also the same as PowerPoint. Yun nga lang, mas maganda sa Canva kasi madali mo siyang, it's online, so madali mo siyang i-edit. Kahit wala ka nung latest feature ng PowerPoint, you can actually create slides, and you can also create good layouts here. Okay? So, shall we make one? Okay, Bea, do we have, Bea, excuse me. All right,
Yes, ma'am.
meron ba tayong papagawa, or I will be the one to...
Miss
Ako
Marin
na
po,
lang.
after po nung talk po, tsaka po namin po i-video.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Okay, thank you very much. All right, so we can please go to canva.com. Okay, so you have there your account. So if you have your account with you, please create a design. Okay, so since we're looking for a layout for a presentation, yun yung gagamitin natin. Okay. Okay, so here are presentations na may available na template. Ano? If you see a crown in it, so that means it's not for free, and it is only available on premium. Okay? But mostly, yung mga templates naman nila dito ay available for us. Ano? But we will not go that because we're good people and we're great. So we're going to do our own kind of presentation. Okay? So in here, you can actually put photos just like the ones in PowerPoint. Okay. So meron ditong mga free, you can access it. Okay, put it in your presentation, and then it will be good. Okay, so if for example, I'm going to search for school, may mga lalabas na dyan na stock photos, no? Pwede natin gamitin, and then you can also put it here. Okay. Yan. Take for example. And then this is your title slide, and then you can just put text in it. Okay. So here are available font combinations para hindi na kayo mahirapan, di ba? So it's nice, meron tayong font combinations, di ba? Or if you are looking for a certain type of font, you can also use this one. Okay. So yan. So this is an example. And then there are a lot of typefaces here. You can choose which one you want. Basta wala nung crown, okay? Because crown means premium. And we're looking for freemium, as in free lang, okay? Okay, wag tayo dun sa mayroong crown. Okay. But if you have subscription, that's better. Okay? See, you can add your title in it. All right. So we're going to discuss about art because it's all art, right? Okay. So you can also drag this so that you can resize it easier. Okay? Diba? Yan. Tapos maganda siya. Okay? Okay. Art. And then you're going to put a subheading. Alright. Okay. Let's take, for example, learning freehand drawing. Okay. And then, gonna change the color. Okay. And put it there. If you're not happy with Open Sans font, you can search for another font. Let's try Railway. Railway is here. Yeah, there. Okay. All right. So if you don't want this pairing, you can actually look for pairs already. Ito, certificate of completion. Papalitan nyo lang yung mga placeholders dyan. Tapos makikita nyo na yung effect niya. Okay? Or you want this one. Okay? You can try this one too. Alright? You can delete this one kung hindi nyo naman kailangan. And then, change the color for both fonts. Diba? Ang maganda sa Canva ay, gaya nga ng sinabi ko, hindi kayo mahihirapan na mag-install pa or anything kasi nandito na siya. Readily available, madali nyo na siyang makikita, madali nyo magagawa. Okay? Mamaya, tuturo ko sa inyo kung paano nyo rin siya mada-download. Ano? Ayan. Okay? So, it looks more organic and natural, di ba? Kasi it's about art. So, gumamit tayo ng typeface na ganun din na parang sinulat lang din. Ano? So, I have 3 tips nga pala pagka gumagawa kayo ng slides. So, if you're going to create your own presentation, first one is to go look for a certain theme or a certain look you're going for. Diba? For example, gaya nito, since we're going to teach today about art, you're going to have elements that is connected to sketching, to colors, to what do you call this? Freehand drawing, diba? So yung mga yan, yung mga bagay na yon, you have to think about it and also you can also apply it kapag ka nag-search na kayo. Mas madali yon. Okay? So this is learning freehand drawing, for example. And then you're going to add another page, which means another slide. Okay? And then in here, you can actually search for elements already. Okay? So for example, you're going to look for sketch. Okay? And then, since we're learning about art, mas maganda na meron tayong mga simple na strokes like this one. Na ang masaya doon, pwede mo siyang palitan ng kulay. Depende kung anong gusto mong kulay. Okay? Okay, so something like that. Okay? And then also, meron silang mga recommendations which is good, di ba? So halimbawa, magagawa kayo ng inyong presentation, hindi na kayo mahihirapan kasi meron din nire-refer si Canva ng mga elements for your design. Okay? Anyway, you can also insert here on elements. Kapag wala pa kayong sinesearch, no, pwede nyo rin siyang pwede nyo makita dito yung mga lines. So you can put different lines. You can also put different shapes, frames for your photo. Pwede nyo rin siya ilagay. Stickers. Okay, yung stickers yun yung parang GIF, nag-move siya. Okay, and then we have here charts, okay, for them to easily understand. Grids for your parang collage for your photos. Gradients, o yung dalawang kulay sa isang design, pwede rin yun. And then other elements or clip arts na pwede nyong gamitin para sa inyong drawing. Or para sa inyong drawing. Para sa inyong design. Right? So, for example, I put this flower. If I don't like the color of the flower, I can actually change it. Yeah. To a tone that I am happy. There. So, it looks not nice. But, yeah. but this is what I come up with. Alright? So actually, colors lang po yung change natin but not the style. Okay? So if you're looking for art, yan, pwede niya siyang gamitin. Okay? And then, remember balance when we're doing your layout. When you're doing your layout, remember to balance it out. So if I have a one focal point here, I can definitely put a text, no? Like a text dun sa gilid niya. Okay. Drawing is title for graphic design. I don't know if this is correct, but here. All right. So this is a placeholder. Okay. And then make sure na yung mga font na ginamit ninyo ay magkakatugma. If I used here railway, which I did not, but I'm planning to. Okay, so if I used here railway, make sure that you're also using railway here. Okay, and everywhere on your slide, you have to use the same font, no? And then if this is my heading, all my headings should also be like that. Itong kinwave, or I don't know how you read it, wave. All right, so that's it. Okay, and then for elements, okay, so if you think this is not yet enough, you can also add some subtle elements in it. Like for example, some circles, some pencil sketches. Oh, pencil yung lumabas. Okay. You know, you have to have trial and error pagdating sa mga keywords. Kung ano yung lalabas, no? Oh, so this is interesting. This one is moving, right? So this is nice. Okay, so if you want na something like matutuwa yung mga students ninyo, pag tinignan nila, you can also put it here. Nawala siya. Okay? At hindi siya kita. Alright. But anyway, there are different elements that you can put in your design. Okay? So those are some of the things that you can actually use for Canva. So how do you save it? The question is, how do you save it? So you just go here and 3 dots. Okay? And then you go to Microsoft PowerPoint. And then you have 3 pages, no? Kasi yun yung ginawa natin, ano? And then you just click download. And then you can download it, actually. All right? Okay, you saved your design. Yay! So that's it. That's actually how you create your own PowerPoint in Canva. Which means, kahit kayo ay walang updated na presentation or na PowerPoint na software, you can actually get your, make your slides interesting, no? So, yun yung purpose ng Canva. And you can explore more. Please explore it more. It's just this time that I've proven the power of Canva, how good it is in designing. Ano? Pero kaming mga graphic designer, we really make sure na kami yung nagagawa ng aming mga slides. No, we wanted to challenge our creativity. But for you to be able to create your own designs na madali lang, na hindi kayo mahihirapan masyado, and you're also learning at the same time, I recommend you to use Canva too. Okay, so that would be it, and thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much for this workshop. I'm really happy. Okay, so I'm turning it over to our hosts. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jen, for sharing your skills in making PowerPoint and Canva presentations. Your shared expertise was to be surely helpful for us future teachers. At talaga namang pong marami kaming natutunan ngayon.
Yes, Ate Jess, definitely po. So now, let's move on to the awarding of certificate. Let me read the citation first. Certificate of Appreciation. This certificate is presented to Jen Adenal C. Magtibay for sharing her time and expertise as a resource speaker, and facilitator in the workshop with the theme Imaginnovation, Crafting Creative Presentation for 21st Century Learner. Virtually given this 22nd day of February 2021, signed Roy Vincent Montenegro, President, Faith Teachers League, Dr. Geraldine D. Magbuo, Advisor, Faith Teachers League, Chair, College of Education, and Dr. Vivian B. Titular, Dean, College of Education. A virtual round of applause, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much po. It's an honor.
And thank you po. So by this time, the FTL organizers, together with Ms. Jen, planned for an activity to examine our takeaway today. The title of the activity is I Am Now a Creative Teacher. So for the mechanics, we have to craft a 3 to 5 slides creative PPT presentation, either in Canva or MS PowerPoint, that displays how will you teach addition to your students. You are free in choosing your designs, fonts, and format in the PowerPoint presentation. For the MS PPT presentation, kindly submit it to bit.do/imaginnovation-outputs. For Canva link, kindly send your work to ftl@firstasia.edu.ph. The submission of this will be until tomorrow, 10 a.m. There will be 5 winners of Canva Pro Plan, and winners for the activity will be posted into the FTL Facebook page.
Yeah, so again, kindly participate po in our activity. Again, thank you so much po for your time, Miss Jen. And for
Thank
now, if you
you.
have any question, kindly raise your hand or chat it to our chat box so that your questions will be attended. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. You can ask me questions, okay? Regarding this one, regarding aesthetics, regarding design. Yan, okay. I have a few questions po from Aaron. Okay. All right. Ma'am, any message po for those who perceive that utilizing all the features of PowerPoint, even though properly used, is too drastic and overbearing? Okay, so for you're saying, Aaron, can you use your mic? Can I talk to you? That would be best, all right? Okay, your first question would be, okay, what is my message? Too drastic and overbearing, parang overwhelming? Okay? So kung halimbawa ganun yung nararamdaman natin when we're using it, you can take it one step at a time. Ano? It's better if you will have a pattern for your design. Like for example, you're going to search for something online and then you're going to mimic it. Something na madali lang, no? Hindi naman natin really parang kumbaga impose na meron tayong our own design, no? Pwede naman tayong maghanap online and then we can mimic it and then we can also create our own version of the design. Ano? And then number 2, do you have any philosophy po when it comes to exploring aesthetics, and how do you know that your PowerPoint design is already perfect? Well, actually, when I started designing, it's really bad. You know, how did I know it? Because nobody wanted. When you look at it, you don't, people will not react into it. That's how you know that your design is not actually good. But don't get pressured. When you're doing it, you have to make sure that you make room for improvement, no? So pagka halimbawa, when you're doing your own PowerPoint and then you ask your somebody from your house or your friends or your family members, ask them, or is this okay? Or tingnan mo nga kung anong mako-comment mo. Get ready for it. Criticisms will really help you a lot. In any aspects of life, I always make sure that I ask for the opinion of other people, not to please them, but to improve myself. It's for myself, When you're doing something like that and when you're creating something, don't be afraid for those kinds of inputs na binibigay sa'yo. Yun yung time for you to grow. Okay? Yun yung philosophy ko siguro in aesthetics and in designing. Okay? So which should be spotlighted first, aesthetic or functionality? I agree with you. I don't want to put one spotlight sa kung saan man, as much as possible, I balance it out. Aesthetic and functionality should go well together. Otherwise, you cannot create a good design. Steve Jobs once said, a design that is working, that is actually solving a problem, is the best design you can create. So definitely, we're going for that, no? Something that is actually very aesthetic and functionality. And the best example of that, kay Steve Jobs, look at his portfolio, it's Apple, di ba? Aesthetics, functionality go well together. That's a good design. Okay? I hope I answered your questions, Aaron. Thank you very much. All right. Magsistay po ba yung mga font na this one is from Nikisha Makam. So magsistay po ba yung mga font na na-generate sa Canva pag nalipat na sa PowerPoint, or do we need to download the font? Okay, according to my experience, dinownload niya pati yung font. Ano? So when I saved it, na-download niya pati yung font. So kahit 3 slides lang siya, it amounted into 1 or 2 MB nang nagawa ako kagabi. So I see that lahat yon din na-download niya, no? Para mas maganda. Okay. And then we have here from Roy Vincent Montenegro. Paano po mag-cite ng mga photos na ginagrab sa Google? Yung link po ba nung image, you can actually embed a link from a link of the image, and you can also put it photo courtesy of ganyan. Pwede mo rin yung i-text box, ano, kung gusto mong ganun din. Pero yung mga readily available, I think on PowerPoint, yung tinuro ko sa inyo kanina, I think when you hover the mouse in it, meron na siyang, kumbaga parang ready na credit na nakalagay na doon. I'm just not 100% sure of that. Pero I think yung mga available na stock photos natin doon is good for using na. Okay? So especially when you are presenting or joining a contest, hindi naman masama kung halimbawa magkaroon ka ng presentation when you're pitching something like a big project, hindi masama na mag-credit ka, no? Kasi sa mga artists na kagaya namin, malaking bagay yung nakikredit kami sa mga obra, yung mga ginagawa. Diba? Okay? Thank you very much. Do you have any questions? Please ask me. I'm really ready.
Miss, may nag-message po sa akin.
Yes.
PM po. Sabi niya, can we make moving objects using PowerPoint from scratch, such as train, buses, or any other vehicles po?
Like halimbawa, yung train, gaganon. Pwede yun, I think pwede yun. You just have to put a path, okay? It's in, hindi ko to diniscuss eh. Nandun siya sa animation. Pag tinignan mo doon, meron yung path. Diba? So, pwede mo siyang stretch na gano'n. So, it seems like yung any vehicle ay nagmo-move siya from one place to the other. I remember my high school PowerPoint, ganun lahat ng PowerPoint ko. From one point to the other. It's really distracting on my eyes. But, yun yung ni-request sa mga kagrupo ko. So, yun yung ginawa namin. But anyway, if it's really effective, lalo na sa mga bata. They like moving objects, They like giving life to everything. Their imagination is limitless. No? Okay. Any questions?
Guys, baka may mga tanong pa kayo.
Yes.
Ayun. Mukha namang wala na po.
Okay. Thank you.
Ayun. So again, thank you po, Miss
you.
Jen, at sa inyo, sa mga nagtanong. At syempre, hindi matatapos yung araw natin nang wala tayong paraffle. Ayan. So there will be 5 winners for our raffle draw. At katulad po nung ginawa natin last EduTalk, kapag po nabunot yung pangalan nyo, kindly type mine sa ating chat box so you can claim your prize.
Yes. Nakikita na po ba po yung speaker?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Nawala siya ulit.
Ayan.
Yan, kina na po. Sino kaya ang unang mananalo?
Congratulations to Aika. Ayan. Next,
At Aika. Isa po siya sa mga headphone natin.
we have Miss Rose Ann Recinto. Comment mine na lang po. Meron pa tayong natitirang tatlo. Ayan. Sino kaya? Miss Angelica Tisha Fruelda Garcia. Pabahagi naman po.
Nakamay na siya, Ate Jazz. Ang bilis siya mag-type, Ate Jazz. So, next one po.
Ayan. Ako na kaya ang susunod. We have Georgie Salazar. Comment mine. Pwede ba itong ma-steal? Georgie?
Next one na po.
Last one. Puro upper pala ang nakakuha. Ayan, we have Jaisel. Comment mine. Nandiyan ba si Jaisel?
Wala yata siya.
So, another year po ulit tayo.
Last. We have Catherine Nepomucemo. Ayun.
Yun, may
Lamay na
pamay na.
agad.
So, congratulations po to all the winners. Sabi nga po namin na Ate Jazz, pabalato po. And so now help us to evaluate today's workshop by answering this evaluation form from bit.do/imaginnovation evaluation. Yan po. Nagsend na po sa ating chat box and to our presentation. Reminders lang po, you should accomplish it po until 7 p.m. only. So, meron pa po tayo almost 2 hours po sa pagsasagot from now. And yun po, reminders po na hanggang mamaya po siya. So, yan po,
Ayun,
nasa chat box.
Ayan, pakisagutan na lang po. So before we end our program, let me call on Miss Kyla May Lanes for her closing message.
Hi everyone. Kyla sudden lost her connection, but she sent me the copy of her closing remarks. So this is her message for you guys. So good afternoon, everyone. It was indeed a fruitful afternoon for all of us. I know that today's workshop was beneficial for us future teachers. I just want to share with you that I once heard from a professor that we should continue to learn new skills that would help us to become a better educator. Crafting a creative presentation is a skill that we, the future teachers of the 21st century learners, should possess. It is a challenge for us teachers to engage our students into learning. Thus, crafting a creative presentation can be an effective tool to present material in the classroom. At the same time, encourage student learning, enhance instruction, and it will be a great help for us to project visuals that would otherwise be difficult to bring to class. I hope that the every techniques and strategies we've gained from the workshop would be applied and will help us to become a better educator. In behalf of the organizers and the Faith Teachers League, we would like to thank everyone for attending the workshop and also to our speaker, Ms. Jen, for sharing her skills and expertise to us. I also want to take this opportunity and commend the people behind this workshop, most especially to our BE Ed TL officers, our chair, Dr. Jerry Lynn Magbuo, and of course, to our Dean of College of Education, Dr. Vivian Titular. Again, we encourage everyone to participate in our mini contest or activity. I am now a creative teacher. Also, kindly answer the evaluation form to help us improve our future activities. I hope everyone enjoyed our workshop. Thank you so much and God bless everyone.
Thank you so much, Ate Kyla, for your warm message. So now, to officially close our today's event, kindly open your cameras for photo op. Then it will be followed by the singing of the faith hymn. One, one, two, three, smile.
This land cradle of heroes, where brightly burns a bright light of hope, a tower of knowledge and wisdom that will flourish, that will nurture the future of this nation. Glory of fame, we shall forever stand.
So that's all for our BEd workshop, and reminders, you're also invited to the following workshops as you can see in our screen. Ayan. Sa 23, meron po tayong voice out. Sa 24, first aid siya. Sa 26 naman po ay math focus. And we would also like to thank Doc V and Doc J. Ayan, salamat po sa inyo.
Salamat po Ma'am Jen, super saya. Di ba guys? Super saya, di ba?
Thank you very much too.
Oh.
Thank you po, Ma'am Je. And Doc V po, and
Thank you
also
po.
organizers.
Thank you po. Thank you po. So, I am Jazz Peralta.
And I am Arlene M. Custodio. Good afternoon and God bless you all. Thank you so much po.
Thank you
Bye.
po. Yung atin po uling evaluation, ayan, paalala lang po, hanggang 7 p.m. po. Pakisagutan po.
Okay, congratulations, BEd. Bye guys!